Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are trying to understand the last portion of the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, the second portion, second part, starting from verse number 41. Last class we finished up to verse number 40. So this chapter is conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Hence, in the last class we discussed about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga a little bit, and then different Shraddha, different things in the three modes also, determination to take progress towards renunciation. This chapter also talks as perfection of renunciation. For the renunciation you require determination. So all those things, how it looks in the three modes, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, we have discussed in the last session. So today we are going ahead and coming to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. As I said, climax of Bhagavad Gita. What is that Lord want? What is that finally going to happen? We began Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna is morose, Arjuna is very weak, Arjuna is not able to stand up, his Gandiva is slipping from his shoulder, his hairs are standing, mouth is drying up. These are the situations Arjuna was in. And as Krishna went on speaking, Arjuna asked many questions. Arjuna saw Vishwarupa, Arjuna heard a lot of things. Now, we ask, no, somebody asks some stories, we ask, Konele naito? Last what happened? So that we'll come to know today. Finally what happened? Okay, Arjuna heard all these things. What is happening? So that's very interesting thing to know. Finally what happened? So that we'll see today. Let us start with the chanting this verse, and before that, this is dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. So as you see in your handouts, this is made into 4 sections. First section is purification through prescribed duties, Varnashrama. Then Brahman platform. Then pure bhakti, acting in Krishna consciousness. Last, the conclusion. These are the 4 sections this chapter is divided into. And little synopsis is given in your handout for each section. So now, let us see one by one, starting with verse number 41. This is about purification. Why purification? Purification is required for renunciation. This chapter is about renunciation. So purification can happen through varnas based on our nature. That is explained here. So let us start with the first verse. First verse I will chant myself, second verse we will. Brahmana kshatriya visham shudranam cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani swabhava prabhave gunehi. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras are distinguished by their qualities of work, O chastiser of enemy, in accordance with the modes of nature. So it is based on their qualities of work. What work they are doing, karma. Based on that, the division is done. Now there is a little more detail about these 4 varnas. Our dharma is called Hindu dharma generally. Hindu is name given by others. Those who are in the civilization which has grown on other side of the Sindhu river has become Hindu. But if you look at the scriptures, it is more of called Sanatana dharma, or it is also called Varnashrama dharma. Varnashrama means 4 classes. There are 4 classes in personal life, there are 4 classes in social life. 4 classes of personal life is celibacy in the beginning, then grihastha, then vanaprastha, then sannyasa, renunciation. Then 4 classes in the social order is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, based on their work and nature. So this is now today, little more scientifically we are going to understand what are these classes. Are these classes are really something which is discriminatory based on somebody's skin color, caste, certain privileges are not given. Is it like that? Is Varnashrama dharma means? Let us see what Krishna says. Please repeat after me, 42nd verse. Shamodamastapashaucham Shamodamastapashaucham Kshantirarjamavevacha Kshantirarjavamevacha Jnanam vijnanam astikyam Jnanam vijnanam astikyam Brahma karma swabhavajam Brahma karma swabhavajam. Qualities by which Brahmanas work. What are the qualities? Shamaha, peacefulness. Damaha, self-control. Tapaha, austerity. Shaucham, purity. Kshantihi, tolerance. Arjavam, honesty. Eva, certainly. Cha, jnanam, wisdom. Vijnanam, knowledge. Astikyam, religiousness. So now, these are the qualifications of a Brahmana. If anybody wants to call himself as Brahmana, or you want to recognize somebody as a Brahminical nature, they will have these qualities. Sometimes these qualities have to be nurtured, because it is not by birth everybody gets. Janmana jayate shudra samskarat bhaved dvijaha, it is said. While taking birth, everybody is same. But when the samskaras are performed, one becomes dvija. Dvija means twice born, means Brahmana. So by samskaras one has to get purified like this. Is it sure that anybody goes through samskara can become Brahmana? Not necessary. Generally, who take birth in the Brahmana families, maybe because of his Purva Karma, he had certain qualities and taken birth in the Brahmana family. Secondly, due to parents having these qualities, in earlier ages I am talking, parents having these qualities, they will ensure that child also develops the same qualities. This is how the Brahmana was going as sometimes as a caste. But it is not necessarily like that. There could be a person who is having all these qualities but not taken birth in the Brahmana family. Such examples are there in the ancient Vedic history. There are many examples like that. So these qualities, peacefulness, one should be very peaceful in all the circumstances. Self-control means one should be able to control one's senses, mind, intelligence, one should be able to control these things. Austerity means one should take voluntary difficulties, challenges for spiritual progress. Example, fasting, getting up early, focusing mind in chanting, reading shastras is not very entertaining sometimes. Rather, watching a video may be very entertaining, watching a movie will be entertaining, watching a game, IPL match may be entertaining. Is it not? Now, if I have to not do that, I need a self-control, and then I have to do a tapasya, of which I don't like, but I am voluntarily doing it. That's called tapaha. Then purity. The purity means it comes purity of thoughts, purity of mind, purity of intelligence. So one has to be pure, should come out of lust, greed and anger. Then tolerance in all provocative situations or difficult situations. One has to stay calm and tolerate the situation, should be able to. When it is needed, he should be able to tolerate. Honesty, truthfulness or honesty, I need not to explain. Wisdom, vijnana. Jnana, vijnana. Jnana is wisdom, vijnana is knowledge, here it is said. What is the difference? Jnana is also knowledge, vijnana is realized knowledge. Not just knowing it, I have realized it. So when it is realized, it becomes more practical. Just knowledge does not give much. Okay, I know about it. I can become great Pandita, but I may not progress. I know everything, but I am not progressing. Why? Only knowledge it is. It has not become Vijnana. Jnana has not become Vijnana. So Brahmana not only should know, should also realize it. That is why it is said, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. One has realized the Brahman platform. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body, I am Brahman. That realization has got, he is called Brahman. So Krishna is saying, these are the qualities by which the Brahmanas work. some section of people in the society are like this. They are called Brahmanas. They are given highest importance in the Vedic Varnashrama because they are selfless. They are selfless, and they have the ability by jnana to give direction to the society and direction to the people in their lives. And they can set highest standard. They can help people for self-realization. They can help people to progress spiritually. These qualities are required to uplift the society. Otherwise, society will become more and more animalistic. We call it animalistic. Animalistic means like animals. What are the goals of the animals? Eating, sleeping. When we degrade like that, that's called animalistic society. When we elevate ourselves, that is called human society, civilized society. They are called Aryans. That's why in the second chapter, Krishna chastises Arjuna. Anarya justam asvargyam akirti karam Arjuna. Arjuna, why are you acting like Anarya? Non-Aryan. Non-Aryan means uncivilized person. This is nothing to do with the Max Muller's Aryan invasion theory, which concocted by British to control Indians and divide Indians. Because they found the Indians, they have a lot of knowledge and intelligence, and everybody work in cooperation. How to divide them? They found a philosophy that Aryans, intelligent class of people, they are tall, fair, intelligent people. They have come to India through the valleys of Himalayas from the Europe. They are called Aryans. And those who are there in India, they are not actually Aryans. They are a native class of Indians. They are called Dravidians. Now, Aryans did a plan how to control these Dravidians. They wrote Mahabharata, Ramayana. They brought Vedas and controlled these Aryans, the Dravidians. This is a philosophy of Max Muller, and we teach in our schools. Max Muller's theory of Aryan invasion theory. In some universities in West, they already dropped. They said this is not the actual truth. It's a theory, it's not a history. He made a theory out of thing. And British era, they picked up people and trained them like this, Dravidians and Aryans, and created a division. That's even today that residue is there in Tamil Nadu. DMK. What all this Dravidian Mannetra Kalagam, something like this. I cannot pronounce Tamil. So, all that Dravidians, they say Rama and Krishna is not our God. These are Aryans' God. He is not actually God. Actually, Ravana is our God, they say. They are not allowing us on the Dashera to burn Ravana's effigy. They are protesting. If you burn Ravana, tomorrow we'll burn Rama. Tamilians. Who created all this? The Britishers created this divide, and further it is nurtured. They encouraged those people who further promoted those thought processes. You should understand, these are political things. Like in our state government and central government, there is option of you can give Jnana Pita Prashasti, you can give Bharata Ratna, you can give Padma Bhushana, Padma Vibhushana, Padma Shri. Government recognizes. What they did, further even after independence also, they recognized people of these thought processes as good people. So it became more and more stronger movement. So like this, there is a history behind this Aryan invasion theory. But Bhagavad Gita, but some things Aryan invasion theory cannot answer is, If Aryans have come here and written all these things 5,000 years back, how is it that the city found under the sea in Dwaraka, which is found later, they have not seen? Then how did they write without seeing? There are many things like that. Historical facts and when they archaeological facts in the country, which proves at the face of the Max Muller that his theory is false. So let us not go too much to history and this thing. So Anarya, so Krishna said Arjuna as Anarya because you're acting like uncivilized. So Brahmanas have an important role in the society because they possess these qualities. They are supposed to uplift the people from the animalistic life to the civilized human being. That is why they are given importance by the Vedic culture. So these are the qualities they are supposed to possess. Kshatriya. Next verse, please read. Shauryam tejo dhritirthaksham. Shauryam tejo dhritirthaksham. Yuddhe chapi apalayanam. Yuddhe chapi apalayanam. Dhanam Ishvara bhavascha. Kshatram karma sabhavajam. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the qualities of work for Kshatriyas. So they are not supposed to run away from the battlefield. Either they should lay down their life or win the war. And they are not supposed to pass the law and policy. They should have the ability to implement what they have passed. Kings are supposed to be like that. Now today in a democratic country, we have divided the power, isn't it? Judiciary, legislative, and executive or bureaucracy or executive. We have divided Shasakanga, Nyayanga, Karyanga, like that we divided the power in, because we don't have one person who can handle all the three things. But Kshatriya is one who should be able to handle all the three things. That is Kshatriya's power. Next. Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Svabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Svabhavajam. So Vaishyas are production people. They produce wealth. What is the source of their wealth? Farming and cow protection and business, not factories which pollute the nature. And by farming and cow protection, they can be so rich. Otherwise, how India was rich? Just 700 years back, India was the richest country in the world. It's a historical fact, is it not? You all must be aware of that. There were no factories in our country. Then how was India rich? By Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. So many Krishi Utpannas, products we used to make. Search of that they came. Spices and this and that. And because people were following this, cows are protected. Gor Samrakshana. The nature also was producing abundant. Cows were producing abundant milk. Now these days cows don't give milk. That's why they get sent it to slaughterhouse. They are not able to maintain cows. Why? Cows are not giving milk. Without giving milk, there is no income. So these things are not there when the people were properly religious and following the rules and regulations. They were so rich without any factories. These are Vaishyas. Then what Shudras do? Shudras called labor, service to others. They cannot take responsibility of doing something. They are happy doing what is asked or told to do. You see all this class in the society. You just recall your school days when you were in the classrooms. In your class, There are some very intelligent students were there. Once told, they remember. Teacher says that please buy her this and come tomorrow. And these people, these students, clever students will quickly pat, they will go and tell. They are one class, one quality of people. Okay. There is another class of people. They are more of, if anything happens, they are in the front. Anything has to be organized. Any event has to be done. Any fights happen, they will be in the front end. So they fall under the category of Kshatriyas. There are also some students and friends, they are very calculative. If they give you one pen, they will not forget. Ask 10 times, give my pen back, give my pen back, give my pen back. So they are very, anything is there, lot of calculation, business. That class also students were there. And there is one more class. They are always beaten by teacher. Hey, you don't know this, you don't know this. But they are very simple. They can do lot of things. Hey, go and get this, go and do this. They are very happy doing those things. Vedic culture says there are 4 classes created by Krishna. 4th chapter, verse number 13. Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam. I have created this. Just like body to function, we require hands, we require legs, we require belly, and we require brain. Proper functioning requires all class. Otherwise, if that discrimination is not there, one day you go to office by walking, one day by hands, one day by rolling. No, it is not like that. There is a certain way we function in order, isn't it? What if the leg protests? Every day I am walking, tells hand, tomorrow you walk. Will it work like that? Then heads and leg both protest. Then you have to roll on the road and go to office. So then it will be chaos. So certain order is created by the Lord. So the order is this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These classes will be always there. Now you should not go and disturb their mind. Those who are one class, don't create unnecessary, an expectation which they cannot perform in their life. They should be limited. They should know this is what I can do, and they should be happy with it. This is a Vedic culture. Everybody is satisfied and happy. So this is how Krishna has created 4 classes, and anybody does this nicely, they can all achieve the same perfection. The sweeper who is sweeping and also can perfect himself, and person who is studying and excelling in education also can achieve the same perfection. The process is given for everybody to achieve perfection. There is no discrimination in a paramarthik platform, spiritual platform. This discrimination is for the vyavaharik things, day-to-day activities. Otherwise, we cannot run the society. Like today, what America is doing, they have a lot of difficulty for laborers. They are funding to keep the country Mexico poor so that they get laborers from Mexico. You must be aware of this. They cannot run. Somebody should be there to sweep, somebody should be there to clean. Now, if everybody rich, I don't do, then what will you do? But who will sweep? There will be some people happy doing that. Not that it's a punishment. All classes of people will be there. Krishna has created everybody mindset. Like some people say, Prabhuji, you tell me what to do. Just you tell me. Shift means I'll shift, sit means I'll sit. They're happy. If you ask them to think, they get disturbed. They cannot think. So that's a different class. So this is how Krishna has, and he has given clearly who is Brahmana, who is Kshatriya. That is why there is no confusion. Okay, because he's a Brahmana, son is a Brahmana. Could be Brahmana, but you check whether he is having all these qualities. So very scientific division which the Varnashrama Dharma proposes to the society. Okay. Further, here it is said, 45 and 46. By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Verse number 45. Now please hear from me how this can be done. Everybody can become perfect. By worshipping the Lord, who is the source of all being, who is all pervading, man can be the man can, in the performance of his duty, attain perfection. So everybody should actually do it for the purpose of worshipping the Lord. Like in the temple, some devotee may be doing reading, chanting, teaching scriptures for others. Another devotee in the temple may be doing business, selling the articles, telling the books to business. That's Vaishya karma. Another devotee may be doing guarding the temple, security to the temple. Another devotee could be cleaning the temple. But all four classes, what is the ultimate purpose? Serve God. This way, if you are worshipping, all the four classes can achieve perfection. There is no distinction. Then it is said, verse number 47, it is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Prescribed duties according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reaction. Now, while doing this, we should know, suppose my nature is to do business. I like to do business. That is a Vaishya karma. If my nature pulls that, I should do that. It may be imperfect in the beginning. I may not be able to do very good business. But I should work according to my nature. Because if I don't work according to my nature, I cannot be peaceful. Mind cannot be peaceful. But what is modern education system? Everybody is pushed to do one thing. Everybody should become engineer, doctor, lawyer. There are some 3-4 professions which everybody desires to achieve that. So this is not Vedic culture is saying. Everybody will have their own strength, their own abilities. And their nature should be allowed to flourish. So here is a more of spiritual. If you are serving Krishna, God, as per your nature, you'll be very happy doing that. You'll enjoy the process of doing. Then only you can practice karmanye vadikarasti, because you are not looking for result. You are enjoying the process itself. Because the process, why? It's your nature. You like to do your nature, is it not? Suppose you like to drive. If you get an opportunity driving, you keep driving. So one's nature. Then every endeavor is covered by some sort of fault, just as a fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work which is born of his nature, O son of Kunti, even if such work is full of fault. Okay, so we have come to the end of this section. These things we have discussed. Worshipping the Lord through our work. All work is controlled by the modes. Yet one can become free from the reaction. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. One should do Nishkama Karma, means worship while worshipping the Lord through your work. Next section. Brahman platform. As we are progressing, perfection of renunciation, you come to the platform of Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi means self-realized. I am not this body, I am soul. That realized state is called Brahman platform. Now today what is our thinking? Our consciousness, I am this body. That is why happiness and unhappiness which we face through this body, we think it is ours. I am happy today, I am unhappy today. What is happy? Your body is happy, your mind is happy. I am unhappy today. What is unhappy? Your mind is unhappy. So all that happening to body and mind, we think it is happening to us. But who are we? We are Atma, the soul. So when we realize, now we have only knowledge, but you have not realized it. When we realize, I am not this body, I am soul, immediately pleasure and displeasure and all those things to the body and mind become immaterial. That is called Brahman platform. We disidentify with the body. Like I gave the example earlier. Suppose you have a new phone, iPhone 15. I don't know, is it the latest one? iPhone 15. So iPhone 15, and I take your phone in my hand and I start throwing like this. What happens in your mind? Be scared, isn't it? Your heartbeats go up. Just 1.5 lakh I paid and your Prabhuji is playing with it, isn't it? Because your phone. When it is heartbeat is going for you up, what others are feeling? They are interesting to see what is happening. They are enjoying it. Like you see sometimes in a traffic, an auto rickshaw hits to one car and some 4 people start fighting. Others also stand and watch. For them it's an entertainment. They are not going to help anyway, nor they are going to compensate the auto or car. They want to see the fun. But person who has faced it, your phone, you are feeling the pain because you have identified it. So that identifying with our body is a reason for the happiness and unhappiness and miseries and all these things we are going through in this world. Misery, actually I am not miserable. Still I am not unhappy. My mind is unhappy. So then I have to change my thinking. That is why you see these Hatha yogis. They do great tapasya. They torture their bodies in various ways. By piercing, this, that and all. To make them realize I am not this body. Their goal is that. To come to that platform called Brahman. It's not easy to come to self-realization, Atma Sakshatkara. So now this is about Brahman platform. What is Brahman platform and how it can be achieved? So this is explained. Verse number 49 onwards. Please repeat the 49th verse. Asakta buddhihi sarvatra jitatma vigata spruhaha nashkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasena adhigacchati sanyasena adhigacchati. One can obtain the results of renunciation simply by self-control, by becoming unattached to the material things and disregarding material enjoyment. That is the highest perfectional stage of renunciation. This is called sannyasa. Self-control is required. One should be unattached to the material things, who is without material desires. Now, Krishna has explained already how to achieve this perfection by doing your duty. Utilizing your duty in the service of God, you can achieve perfection. It's a progress. This is called spiritual progress. In the spiritual progress, we start taking pleasure in the spiritual things. Unlike people think, spiritual things means there is no pleasure. Spiritual life means no pleasure. No, spiritual life means another kind of pleasure. So this is how we should understand sannyasa. Those who are renunciant, supposed to be self-controlled, unattached to material things, without material desires. This is how the one progress will happen. He will experience the higher enjoyment. Then next verse. O son of Kunti, learn from me in brief how one can attain to the supreme perfectional stage Brahman by acting in the way which I shall now summarize. Now we'll summarize how to do. Okay. Difficult, big thing Krishna is going to tell now. 51 to 53. 8 points are there. Translation of 51, 52 and 53 verse. Being purified by intelligence and controlling the mind with the determination. Intelligence has to be purified. Means our thinking process should be purified. We should not we should not utilize our ability of discrimination for material enjoyment. We should use this for a spiritual elevation. Then controlling the mind with the determination. Giving up the objects of sense gratification. Form, touch, smell, taste, all these are objects of sense gratification. Being freed from the attachment and hatred, both raga and dvesha. One who lives in a secluded place, not to be the people who are too much interested in sense enjoyment. Staying away from such people. Who eats little, controls his body, mind and power of speech. Who is always in trance and who is detached. Free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger and acceptance of material things. Free from false proprietorship and peaceful. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. You see, self-realization is not easy. It's a gradual process. There is a process given for us, especially for the age of Kali Yuga, to achieve this perfection very easily. Eventually, naturally, you will achieve. How is that? Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Prajet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Keep chanting, you will see your taste will be always for better things. You will not be having taste for doing nonsense, speaking nonsense, associating the people who are very degraded in mental mind. We don't like such association. Your liking will be mostly like sattvic people, good people. You want to be with them. You want to spend your time in spiritual topics, adhyatmic. These are the qualities will naturally come when we associate ourselves with the holy name of Krishna, Harinama. It's a process for Kali Yuga. Otherwise, in this age, it is very difficult. We cannot go to secluded place. Our body does not cooperate. Some mosquitoes bite, we fall sick. Wow, how will we go to secluded place and do tapasya? So in Kali Yuga, the process, wherever you are, you should chant the holy names of Krishna. Very easy process is given. It is said in the Puranas, even the Devatas, they are hankering to come to earthly planet in the Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga process of self-realization is made so simple. Just by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So simple. So that's the process which you should adopt for the self-purification. And not having attachment, giving up this and all is naturally when you grow. This need not be forced. As I gave you example earlier, when you are a child, you had attachment for toys, toy car, some balloons. Now do you have attachment for this? When you walk in the streets, you see some toys. Do you feel like I should have this? Do you get that feeling? But you are getting that, no? When you are 5 years old or 3 years old or 4 years old. How did that taste die? Because you saw higher things. Lower things automatically. Param drushtva nivartate. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drushtva nivartate. Second chapter, 59th verse. It is said, param drushtva nivartate. That's a process we are doing in Krishna consciousness. What we do, we hear about Krishna, we chant about Krishna, We attend at least weekly one session of Krishna consciousness. We do bhajan. We offer food to Krishna, eat Krishna prasadam. This process will slowly, you are thinking you want association of better and better people. You will give up the unwanted things in your life automatically. So this is the power of association. That's all. That's the magic the Hare Krishna mantra brings. That's why people sometimes surprise. Hey, after going to ISKCON, you stopped smoking? You started, what happened to you? You are becoming sadhu or what? They'll get, sometimes they get scared because they will lose your association. You will no more drink with them. So then they will protest. Hey, don't go. So like that. Who is doing magic? ISKCON is, we are not doing any magic. It's a mantra you are chanting is making magic in your life. Krishna is making magic in your life. Changing your heart constantly. But for this you should have a determined practice. Every day you should practice. Little practice. Not any difficult thing. Simple practice. Sit and chant Hare Krishna. Read Bhagavad Gita. These two things you should do regularly. And you go on doing Monday to Saturday. Slowly battery get discharged. Sunday you should come again, attend class, attend kirtan, recharge yourself and go. To give that support, only Srila Prabhupada opened ISKCON temples all over the world. He could have opened in America and made it as a big institution, but he sent his disciples to Africa, Pakistan and Australia and Russia, so that everywhere people get this opportunity. So this is the idea of this organization. So now, 54th verse. Let us chant this. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nashochati Nakangshati Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labhate Param. See, now one who has thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman. Now he has come to the Brahman platform. He never laments nor desires to have anything materially. He may have desire to get Krishna more. Never laments or desires for anything. Nashochati, nakangshati. He equally disposed to every living entity. Samasarveshu bhuteshu. In that state, last sentence is important. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Once one comes to the platform of self-realization, then actually Shuddha Bhakti begins. Pure Bhakti. Now also we have Bhakti. I am doing Bhakti, you can say. But what is our Bhakti now? It is not Shuddha Bhakti. This Bhakti is called Karma Mishrita Bhakti. This Bhakti has some contamination. What is the contamination? My desires. This is the contamination. It cannot be removed by just knowing. We all will have some desire. That is mixed today. But it is good only. You are coming to Krishna. So slowly when you progress, when one comes to the Brahman platform, then he comes and becomes Shuddha Bhakta. Till then, it is a not Shuddha Bhakta, but Bhakta. So we all are that ladder. Shuddha Bhakti achieving is like a climbing a stairs. Somebody just started climbing, somebody is in between, somebody is reached last step. So different levels in the Bhakti. All this Bhakti are not pure Bhakti. Once you completely climb, reach the top, that is Shuddha Bhakti. Now everybody in their Bhakti at different levels. Some people climb up to a little bit and turn back and come also. I cannot do this. He comes back. Or somebody pulls him down. So all these possibilities are there. So Bhakti is like a ladder. You have to climb up. So each one of us may be in different steps. Each one of us in different steps. based on how much tapassu you are doing, how much chanting you are doing, how much interest you have developed, how much your purva janmarjita karma is there in devotional service. All this matters. Because Krishna has told in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Vijayate. One has half done devotional service. What happens? Krishna Arjuna asked. He said in next life he will begin. He will restart those things from wherever he stopped. So that is why we should not compare with others. We should be ourselves, what we are, and try ourselves to elevate ourselves spiritually. Then we can be satisfied and happy. So this is Brahma Bhuta. From there the pure devotional service starts. Why now bhakti comes is you will understand in the last verse of this section. Please chant this. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. Now, why pure bhakti is required? After Brahman platform, bhakti, pure bhakti begins, Krishna said. From there, devotion service unto me, he attains. Why? Because bhaktya mam abhijanati. If you want to know Krishna, one can understand Supreme Personality as he is, tattvataha, only by bhakti, devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. When one is in full consciousness of Supreme Lord, pure Krishna consciousness, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. To enter to the kingdom of God, it is only by the process of bhakti. You can go to the door of the kingdom of God. You want to enter inside? You want to enter to the leelas, pastimes of Krishna? You want to stay with Krishna? Bhakti. That bhakti is called pure bhakti. So that can be attained in different ways. Like self-realization can be attained through different processes. Karma yogis through the process of karma yoga can attain self-realization. Jnana yogis can attain self-realization by jnana yoga. Hatha yogis can attain self-realization by hatha yoga. Ashtanga yogis by ashtanga yoga. They all come to Brahman platform. Aham Brahmasmi. From there, that is not ultimate. From there, one want to enter to the kingdom of God, be with the Supreme Lord Krishna, and association of God, then comes bhakti. That bhakti is pure bhakti. The process which is described for this age of Kali Yuga, this age is that you do bhakti, may not be pure bhakti, bhakti, to achieve the pure bhakti. The process which we follow, bhakti yoga to achieve bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga to achieve bhakti. Karma mishrita bhakti, but ultimately to achieve pure bhakti. We are not taking jnana, karma and all those processes. The process is very simple here. Chanting Hare Krishna, following all these things is a very simple bhakti yoga process, what we are doing. By bhakti yoga doing, what will you achieve? Pure bhakti. Somebody is doing Ashtanga yoga. What they will become? They will come to the platform of self-realization. That is also not wrong. They will come to self-realization. From the self-realization, then what he should do? Mad bhaktim labhate param bhaktya mam abhijanati. From there, next step he has to take. That is pure devotional service. Is this clear? So this we end this section. Now we come to pure bhakti. So this section is the most important section. Okay. So lot of important verses are there. I'll read the translation of 56. Though engaged in all kinds of activities, my devotee, under my protection, reaches the eternal imperishable abode by my grace. Mat prasada avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. So those who achieved bhakti, by the grace of Krishna, they will get Krishna's planet. So what is the process? In all the activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya macchittaha satatam bhava. Macchittaha satatam bhava. Always be conscious of Krishna. In all the activities you do, all the activities you do in day-to-day life, you should be always thinking of Krishna. Then you have Krishna's protection. Then he says, this verse we'll read, 58. Macchittaha sarvadurgani matprasada tarishyati matprasada tarishyasi atachetvam ahankaran nashosyasi vinamshyasi. If you become conscious of me, that's why we say Krishna consciousness. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. That's for all of us. If you become Krishna conscious, by Krishna's grace, you will cross all the obstacles of life. Obstacles will come in life. That will not stop. But Krishna's grace, you can cross those obstacles. Just like walking in the forest. When you are walking in the forest, you can expect thorns, hills, rivers, streams, animals, reptiles. You can expect these things. But you have special protection of Krishna. You will be unhurt, fully safe, happy, crossing all the obstacles. For that, macchittaha, always be conscious of Krishna. You will pass over all the obstacles by my grace. Then he gives one warning. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through your false ego, I am great, ahankara, I don't care, not hearing me, vinamukshasi, you will be lost. So clearly Lord is saying, such a strong statement. Become conscious as me, by my grace you will cross. If you don't, then you will be lost. So he was very clear. If you do not act according to my direction, now he is telling Arjuna, and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. By your nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare. Now he brings the nature. Now you would say, I will not fight, I will go to forest. After going to forest, what will you do? Your nature is Kshatriya. You think you will sit and do meditation? No. You will take bow and arrow and keep killing animals. You will do something. This is a nature. Nature is not easy to give up. So by your nature, you will do some unwanted things. Rather, use your nature in serving me. I want dharma samstapana. I want you to do this. I want you to get all the glories, my dear Arjuna. You fight. You get the glories of dharma samstapana. I want to make it done through my devotee's hand. So this is Krishna's message. So we should use all our abilities, intelligence, position, power, money, anything we have, employ that in Krishna's service. That is perfection. That is what Krishna is expecting all of us to do. Under the illusion, You are now declining to act according to my direction. But compelled by your own nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kunti. Then he actually now explains what is this body means, what is happening. Please repeat 61st verse. Ishwarah sarva bhutanam hruddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarva bhutani. Hriddeshe, Hridaya, Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. He is seated in our heart. Who is that? Ishvara. The Lord is seated in our heart. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani maya. He is directing the wandering living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Maya, the material energies gave this machine to us. And we are seated in this machine and wandering. And the Ishvara, the Paramatma seated in our heart is guiding us. So that is actually happening. That's what Krishna is saying. Ocean of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. Whom? To Ishvara or to Krishna. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace, the supreme and eternal abode. Now complete conclusion has come of Bhagavad Gita. Now he says, please repeat this, verse number 63 is the last word of Krishna to Arjuna. Iti te jnanam akyatam guhyam guhyataram maya vimrushyate tad asheshena vimrushyate tad asheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. See how kind God is. Now I told you everything. Thus I explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge. I told you everything. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. I leave to you now. I told you everything. He did not say, if you don't follow now, I will cut your throat. He said, now I have told you everything. Now you take it. This is the glory of Sanatana Dharma. Gives lot of freedom. Because ultimately Krishna has given freedom, and hence we disobeyed Krishna and we come to here. He is ready. He will wait for you. If you don't surrender to Krishna in this life, he will not leave you. He will wait for you. Next life he will wait. Next life again you don't listen to him, he will wait for you. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. 7th chapter, 19th verse. Bahunam janmanam ante. After so many lives, one may come to me. Vasudevaha sarvamati samhatma sidurlabha. They come to me. So Lord is ready. Lord will facilitate all your desires. Then you yourself realize, okay, all that desires I have is very petty desires. It is not giving me any satisfaction. It is not giving me any happiness. Why am I after all these petty things? I should go back to Krishna. Let you realize that. He will not force you for this. That is why he is saying, Yatechasi tata kuru Arjuna. You do what you wish to do. I have told you everything. Guhyat guhyataram mayan. Most confidential of all knowledge I explained to you. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's instruction which is found in Mahabharata. Mahabharata and Puranas, all these are called Panchama Veda. It's actually Vedanga only. It's a Vedas which is written by Vyasadeva for the less intelligent people of Kali Yuga. In that, this Bhagavad Gita is a essence of all the Vedic literatures. So he is telling now, you do, I told you. So now what is that we understood? We understood about Sankhya Yoga, body, soul. We understood about Karma Yoga. We understood about Jnana Yoga. We understood about Ashtanga Yoga. We understood about what is God. We understood about how to go to Supreme. We understood about how to become devotee of Krishna. All this he went on explaining. Then he gave how to remember Krishna in this world. Among the trees I am Ashwatha, among the mountains I am this, Mera Parvata. Among this, so he goes on explaining. I am the taste of water, this. Then 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he says you should become pure devotee. So devotees, among the people who worship God which is not having the form and having the form, you should worship me as a form of the Lord. All this 12th chapter he says. Then 13th chapter onwards he explains what is your position, what is three modes of material nature, what is divine and demoniac people in this world, Purushottama Yoga after that. Then he slowly comes. Now he finally comes to perfection of renunciation. Keep doing your duty in the service of the Lord. That way you can achieve perfection. He says, then by my devotion, I will protect you if you become conscious of me. He says, and after telling all these things, now he is concluding, I told you everything. Now you do what you wish to do. Okay. Now, one more very nice thing. Sarvaguhya, please repeat this. 64. Sarvaguhya tamam bhuyaha Shrudu me paramam vachaha Ishtosi me dhridamiti Tato vakshami te hitam. Because, he's telling Arjuna, you are my very dear friend. I am speaking to you the most confidential part of knowledge. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. He said he finished. Now again he is speaking. This is very significant to understand for devotees. It is out of love Krishna is telling. Just like I always give this example of parents. Imagine your son or daughter or somebody is very dear to you, traveling far away, going a picnic or trekking with the friends, going away for some trips. As a parent, you will give some instruction. Or first time your son or daughter is driving a car and going, taking the bike and going. You'll give instruction, don't go ride very fast, and don't go beyond this speed. And when you go there, don't get into water. You don't know swimming, no? Don't get playful with the water and all, no? Then don't do smoking. You give all the instructions which you probably think your son or daughter may get affected. As out of love, you will tell all those things. Then everything is done. The day comes, he is traveling morning, he packs bag and starts. He says, Mummy, bye-bye, I'm going. Remember, no? Don't get into water. You will again bring up something which is most important of all the instructions again, is it not? Yes or no? Now Krishna is bringing that. He is told, Yatechasi tata kuru, I have told you everything, now you do what you wish to. Then he is saying, Ishtosi me dhridam, you are Ishtosi, you are very dear to me. Hence I will tell you one more thing. So then it must be a essence and most important of all the instructions in Bhagavad Gita. The next verse and next to next verse. 65 and 66. It must be essence because Krishna is bringing up, after telling I am told everything. Bhagavad Gita is over in 63rd verse. Then what is rest of the verses? Krishna's instruction is the essence of it. Now let us chant those two verses. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eveshasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Once again. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eveshasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. So first instruction is this. Always think of me. Become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Krishna's promise, not some ordinary people, some politician is promising. If I win, I'll do a road for you and bring this for you. Krishna is promising. What is Krishna's promise? You become manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Always think of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship Krishna, offer homage unto Krishna. You will go to Krishna without fail. Next instruction. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion. Sarva dharman parityajya. Just surrender unto me. Mamekam sharanam vraja. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Do not fear. What a promise Krishna is giving. You just surrender unto me. Give up all your conceptions. Like Draupadi did. When all the hopes are shattered, nobody is protecting. Atirati Maharati's great husbands she had, Dronacharya, Bhishma, nobody is helping, nobody is doing it. Then she tried to protect herself, that is also not working. Then what did she do? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam. Krishna protected. So this is the essence of Krishna consciousness. These two verses are essence of Krishna consciousness. Manmana is talking about practice of Krishna consciousness. And Sarva Dharma is the ultimate goal of Krishna consciousness. So these two things Krishna says. Now you see Krishna says one more thing. Okay. Very important in the next section. I will read myself. Idam te na tapaskaya, na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na chashushrushrave vachyam, na chamam yo apyasuyati. This confidential knowledge may not be explained to those who are not austere. Those who are not tapasya, they are simply interested in sense enjoyment. You should not be tell them. Or devoted or engaged in devotional service. Nor to one who is envious of Krishna. Somebody is envious of Krishna. Hey, why Krishna is great? Why you are saying? Why Krishna is having so many wives? Why Krishna is like this? Somebody is envious of Krishna. Those people, Krishna is saying, don't tell this. Because this is the most important, most confidential knowledge. Then whom you should tell? Whom should we tell this? Yo idam paramam guhyam. Please repeat this. Yo ya idam paramam guhyam. Mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati. Bhaktim mai param krutva mam eveshyati asamshayaha. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. Next verse translated. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he nor will there ever be one more dear. Whom Krishna likes the most dear in the entire world, nobody is as dear as this person to Krishna. Who is that? Those who explain the supreme secret. Supreme secret is in Bhagavad Gita. Explains Bhagavad Gita to the devotees. Who are those devotees? Actually, most of the population in India are devotees of Krishna. If you give Bhagavad Gita knowledge to your fellow friends, family, circle, anybody who are not envious of Krishna, Krishna will become extremely happy with you. That's why spreading the message of Bhagavad Gita is a sacred service which Krishna likes a lot. So you have that opportunity. We are starting batch 3. You can ensure somebody attends that. Krishna, you can become very dear to Krishna. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. By how? Explaining the supreme secret to devotees, devotional services. Mad bhaktyeshu abhidasyate. So this is Krishna's instruction. Then he says, and one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from the sinful reaction and attains to the planets where the pious dwell. If somebody do not understand anything, they simply hear Bhagavad Gita. They don't understand it. What happens to them? They go to Swargaloka. That much punya they will get just by hearing Bhagavad Gita. They need not understand. That's a power. The next verse Krishna says, O conqueror of wealth, Dhananjaya, Arjuna, have you heard this attentively with your mind? Are your illusions and ignorance are now dispelled? Now he is checking with Arjuna. Yatecha Sita Thakuru, he said, after that he told, you are my very dear, he told another 2 verses, then he told all these things. Now he is checking with Arjuna. You speak now, what you want to say. Let us see what Arjuna is saying. Please repeat. Arjuna uvacha nashto moha smritir labdhva tvat prasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt. I am prepared to act according to your instructions. So, Krishna said, Yatecha Sita Thakuru. Arjuna said, Karishye Vachanam. I will do what you want, whatever you say. This is a transformation. Arjuna is saying, all my illusion has gone. He has got back his memory. He is firm, free from all doubt. He is strong. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, he has become very strong. What he was in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, weak Arjuna, not able to stand up, now he has completely transformed. As Sanjaya is seeing this, now Sanjaya says, Sanjaya said, thus have I heard the conversation of 2 great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end. Sanjay is explaining his experience. By the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya's guru, Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of mysticism, Yogeshwara Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. O king, whom is addressing Sanjaya? To Dhritarashtra. As I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. O king, when I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with even greater wonder, and I rejoice again and again. Now the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya is concluding. Please repeat. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitirmatir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of mystics, wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, means Krishna and Krishna's devotee, there will also certainly be, what are those things? Tatra Shrihi Vijayaha Bhutihi Dhruvanitihi. There will be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, morality. That is my opinion. So, from where to where? You see that first chapter, please take first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the last verse in your book, verse number 47, 46. Sanjaya, what did Sanjaya say there? Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows, sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with the grief. This is what Sanjaya saw. Now what is going to happen? Whether the war will happen, not happen, Arjuna is sitting with the grief. Arjuna is under great distress. Through a transformation, the opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. And Arjuna is completely freed from all the doubts, ready to fight. There's a transformation which you can see in this Bhagavad. And the important instruction which Krishna gave to Arjuna, which we can implement in our life, and we can also go through this transformation which Arjuna has gone through. That is why this is there. Arjuna is not actually under distress. The fact is, Arjuna is not under, Arjuna is very dear to Krishna. Arjuna is a great soul. He was acting like that. Why he was acting like that? So that we get benefited. It's a drama. Arjuna did a drama. Why? So that Bhagavad Gita is revealed to us. And he asked appropriate questions which we could have asked, so that all our doubts are cleared. So wonderful literature which has the summary of all the Vedic literatures. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.